morning, everybody. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Mike DeLisio.
I'm Camilla Cleghorn.
I'm Z Garcia.
Welcome to Crowdsurfing, where we take a look at projects on Kickstarter and Gamefound, and sometimes BackerKit. In fact,
He comes with the beanie today and doesn't do the yo-yo thing.
oh, you're right. I should have done the yo.
From the top?
I found this on the table.
It should have stayed there, Tom.
Just put it back.
I'm prepping for the cold Vegas weather at Dice Tower West.
Oh, yeah.
I heard it's like
that's true,
58
yeah.
degrees. That's cold, baby.
Going to be in the upper 50s.
That's cold, baby. Yo, yo, yo.
Anyhow, folks, speaking of BackerKit, the Dice Tower is going to, we did our Kickstarter. Our pledge manager is going to be on BackerKit. It's going to go up hopefully by the end of this month. So BackerKit's where we're going to have it at, and BackerKit is going to be sponsoring these shows. We're going to show off a BackerKit project each week on their new crowdfunding platform, and one just launched. Here's the first one. Let's take a look at it. All right, today we're taking a look at the Soda Pop collection from Thundergryph Games. Now, this is 4 different games, and each of them comes in like this collectible soda can that you'll be able to put on the shelf. It's calling them appetizers, game appetizers, abstract strategy style games. The first one here is Cat and a Comb, and then we have for Genesis. There is Light Seeker, and then Top Cap. You'll notice that the pieces here also look like bottle caps, and they all come together in this special fridge box where you can put all 4 games. And then there's a special one here. This is not, I had to double check and look at this myself. These are not actual snacks. This is a special game that is all about snacks. So you can go check out the page to see the rules for each of these 4 games. This one has land cubes. This one has creature token bottle caps. And then also you can add on golden caps. This Get Salty game, which is a great name. I like everything about this. Some little cat things and a card poker deck. So all this is the Soda Pop collection, which is available right now on BackerKit.com. All right.
Soda Pop.
I want that snacks. I'm hungry for snacks right now after watching that.
Get salty.
Is it soda or pop?
Salty.
It's soda. It's actually Coke.
It's Coke.
Do you actually call them Cokes even if they're not Coke?
Where I grew up, everything was Coke.
I understand.
Coke
I'm
or
asking
Diet
what
Coke.
you do.
Now I say probably soda.
Do you ask for an orange Coke?
Maybe. I
do
wouldn't.
not.
I'd
What do
say
you
an
call
orange.
them?
I say soda now.
I also say soda.
Soda, yeah.
I probably say soda. I definitely don't say pop, but I grew up as well. It's Coke, but then you get made fun of so many times,
Right.
that you just quit.
Rightfully so. If I don't go and ask for a hot dog and want a hamburger.
No, but do you ask
A Coke
for
is a type of beverage, though.
Yeah, but
Frankfurter?
A Coca-Cola is actually what like a Coke is, and then a Coke is general term for carbonated beverage.
Listen to yourself.
I would like a Frankfurter.
One is a name and one is a type.
and
I
a
don't understand.
Coca-Cola, please.
Alrighty, well, let's take a look. Folks, we're not here next week because we're at Dice Tower West, so we're taking a look at 2 weeks worth of stuff here. We got a lot to get into. Here we go. First of all, a 4 small box, 4 big games, 4 unique experiences. Chomp sale. What's the next one?
Couture.
Couture and Mindspace. We played these live here on the Dice Tower. So Sail is a 2-player cooperative trick-taking game. Chomp is a tile-laying game. What did you say it reminded you of when we played it?
Oh, it's a little like point salad.
Point salad, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Mindspace, that's the one I did not play. That
Roll
one's
right.
a roll right. And then Couture. In my opinion,
game.
The best.
I really enjoyed it.
Really good game. I really like that
Now,
one.
I didn't play the sale, but that looked very intriguing to me, too.
Yeah, it's very
Couture
good,
I really enjoyed that.
Look at these cool upgrades. All right, yeah, no, they they have quote me? They just know how to make good games.
Well, there you go.
All right.
There you go.
I like the dinosaur one a lot, too, but this one,
That one's cool.
this drafting, it was really fun. Definitely got to try that one out, folks.
I enjoyed that one a lot.
Can you buy just one?
Yes, I'm pretty sure you can, yeah.
$19, but why buy one when you can pay $76 for all of them? How much?
Well, it shows the
Well, you
price
save
there.
quite a bit by doing it that way.
And I think...
Oh, they're throwing in the expansions too, though.
Yeah, I think those all come with it if you buy it all. So yeah, 4 small box games. I mean, and you know, they're
all
kind
their
of
small games?
They're running the gamut of player count and game types, and so you know, it's a smart idea. It's nothing they haven't done. They've done these kinds of sets.
Yeah, I
of
definitely
stuff
think
before.
they're each unique.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
they
yeah.
are very different, feel different. It doesn't feel like a set the same thing with a different theme or repasted or anything.
Yeah, I do like that this is the kind of project that will have something for you if you're someone with, pretty specific tastes.
Yeah.
But if you like a bunch of different games, then you can get them all, you know? I
Yeah.
like that. There's something for everybody.
And they've got a pretty proven track record, I would say, on crowdfunding too. So it's a
All right.
good.
That one's
looking-
ending soon, so keep an eye on it. Lollipop Dice Set.
Yeah!
Mike, is this the one that you said are the worst dice you've
I
ever seen?
believe, and
possibly.
we've looked at a lot of terrible dice over the years, but
Thanks,
I do
Tom.
believe this is the worst dice set that we've ever covered.
As far as functionability.
I can't.
Like,
I mean,
no,
they're
nothing.
completely illegible.
Yeah.
Completely illegible.
I feel like this is a best case scenario too to see
Yeah.
them. You know what I mean? This is the
They're
best
taking their
case scenario
pictures,
that
right?
looks right.
They're putting these. They're supposed. Apparently, this is them in their best, being presented in their best way.
Right.
And I can't read anything. They're terrible.
What's funny is you had mentioned earlier in the week that the worst dice you'd ever seen in a Kickstarter campaign were up this week. And I had to ask you which of the two.
There's another
That is
terrible
true.
one
We
coming
have
up.
two today.
Others are bad too.
And I think they are both some of the worst dice we've ever seen up
Yeah.
here.
I
Okay,
agree.
but
I agree.
No. Some of the worst, most offensive.
Yes.
I want them to sell just these little lollipops.
Sure.
Why?
I would use them in a game somehow, somewhere.
Why?
Because I like the little resin lollipops. I do.
Also,
What if
you
they're-
will choke on those.
What if they're actual
100%.
candy?
No, I think this is hilarious. But they felt like they needed to. Where did it say? It's important to note that the dice and the embedded lollipops are made of resin and are not edible.
Oh.
It depends
Oh,
on what
yeah.
your definition of edible.
Who?
is.
Right.
Who thinks they are? They're like kids.
Every toddler.
Kids. They're not backing Kickstarter.
You don't
No
know about
toddlers
kids
like
these
Kickstarter
days.
aren't, but if they're sitting on a shelf, like you need to know this. If your kid eats this, he's gonna go to the emergency
My
room.
first Kickstarter.
My first Kickstarter.
It would be awesome, actually. Yeah.
Kickstarter.
Like a leapfrog.
That's right. Yeah.
Hooked into Kickstarter.
It's just a big red button
It's just like, it's like just shows you like
connected to your
It's
parents'
all
credit
in.
card.
you just like you just hit that and you backed it.
The
All in pledge.
Auto retail pledge. Yeah.
All right.
I like that.
House of Seven Gables playing cards.
Now,
Oh, I didn't see these.
is there a connection between this story and the occult? I wasn't aware of that.
It's a Salem thing, isn't it?
Okay, I don't know.
One leads to the other, I think. That's just all it is, right? They were accused of witchcraft.
Okay.
So now they really was witchcraft. It's confusing.
I did not read this story.
I don't know
in a
what the
book.
House of Seven Gables is. Is it a story?
I believe
Yeah, it's
so,
by
right?
yeah, it's a famous book, but I forget what it's.
Is
I've
it
not read
about
it.
the Salem witch trials?
I never read it.
Okay, I don't know, because this looks to be, that's what I got from it, was Salem witch trials.
Right.
And the cards make it seem as though everyone is a witch or a warlock or
Or a
just
goat.
straight up an alien.
What about a
'Cause
goat? There's plenty of goats.
Good
too.
night.
And
Like, these
every
are
single
creepy.
person is afraid to look at the camera.
These are
Yeah.
so
See that? Look.
creepy.
You're like, hey, look up.
These are the cards
Look
that
at
they were
me.
playing in that movie, The Witch. This is the cards.
But I
that
thought you
play.
would like this artwork, actually.
I don't mind it. I don't necessarily
I like
like
that.
these cards. I like the artwork. I don't love these cards. I don't like that the paintings, for example, are the full card has a painting. I like them to look like playing cards, you know? But also, they are pretty creepy, man. These are
They're
like,
pretty
and that
evil looking.
Video,
I wouldn't
that
wanna
video
have to-
was creepy too. The whole
Yeah,
thing is
yeah.
just like, I don't mind dark stuff, but at some point it's like, are these actually cursed cards I'm buying? I mean,
But I like that. I think it was. I
want cursed
completely.
cards.
I don't know. No, I completely missed this project somehow in the thing. So it's my first time seeing it.
Or did
but,
you just forget them?
Or
somehow?
perhaps they really are. But I
those
disagree.
are
I
good.
like this. Oh, so good looking.
I feel like you
those
would have
different?
to.
Oh, I don't care for
Yeah,
that one.
this is there's different.
These are their older
They're
sets.
older sets, yeah.
I like that better.
The ones
Much
that
better.
the ones at the top though,
No,
they
I
look
think-
like the kind of cards I would have to like defensively justify owning to anyone who came to my house.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "What is
Why?
that?" I'm like, "It's just cards." They're like, "No, it's more than cards." Really? You're saying why? Come on.
Why would you have to justify anything you own to anyone?
Well, first of all, I'm not saying I have to. I said I would feel like I had to. And
well.
I also can see people thinking these look too evil. That's not a why thing. They do look like that.
Look
And a lot of
pretty
people
creepy.
would have problems with that.
Yeah, but I'm not inviting those people to my house. I guess.
Well,
Especially not for occult night.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
tomorrow's
I
dinner
really
plans
like
have been
it. I
canceled.
really like it. I think
It's BYOG night, folks. Bring your own goat.
I do feel like those toe that line of uncomfortable really well.
speaking of
Yeah, it does.
I really
I
like
agree that
those
it
a
does.
lot. I like those a lot.
Speaking of uncomfortable, dig your way out, dig in expansion. So we had dig your way out here, and I was like, ooh, I like the art because it's done by the Miko.
Yeah.
And then I went through the game and I was like, nah, there was too many red flags on the cards and stuff that I just didn't fit. There was too many. I felt uncomfortable at some of the stuff in the game about being in a prison and drugs and all that stuff that's going on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just didn't. The game might be good, but it wasn't one I wanted to play.
Seems like it just fulfilled, right? And it's coming right back.
Although someone did
We
play it
got
on the
it
Dice
here a while
Tower.
ago. Yeah,
we, or was
Stella and Tarrant played
That's
it.
what
Yeah.
it is, okay.
I don't think this theme doesn't bother me necessarily. I don't think it's one I'm drawn to, because I have no connection to it. But so it doesn't bother me there, and I was like, oh, it's something interesting. But for me, it's a little too take that and chaotic, I think, in the research and the gameplay. Just for my personal taste, that's I do think it's gorgeous, but I'm a huge fan of the Micho. But yeah, the gameplay itself was just a little too gang yard. I don't know, like exactly what it is,
I like the look. I like the vibe here. I think it's a cool theme that is not done very often, and yes, it can certainly be an adult theme. You are, in prison and dealing with everything that entails, but it's a cool looking game, and it is nice to see the Micho doing artwork that isn't the usual thing that they illustrate,
Yeah, the fantasy art usually.
Yeah, so that's neat.
Yeah, it's definitely not what I would want to play. I think it is kind of family weight light gamer, but it's not. That's not the audience I'd want to play it with either. You know what I mean? Just because
I'm playing this with those same kids that we gave the My Little Kickstarter to.
That's a Shiv card, folks.
It is. I do love that.
All right, Homeworld Fleet Command board game. By the way, just in case you're wondering, this is a Kickstarter exclusive.
It's also making $500,000.
Probably because the video game, though, right?
I don't know the video game. That must
I don't
be
either,
it, right?
but I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, the game might be good too, but I've never
not
heard
played
of
it, but yes, it's based on a very, very popular video game.
Isn't this
Okay.
a video game like back when Command and
Leisure Suit
Color,
Larry?
or like, isn't this like World of Warcraft time?
Oh.
Back when like World of Warcraft 3rd edition and stuff
It's
came
been
out.
a while. Someone in the chat can tell us when was Homeworld released?
I seem to remember this being in the height in the height of the RTS craze.
Really? Okay.
Well, real-time strategy games, which is what RTS is. That's for you.
Thank you.
Real-time
Appreciate it.
strategy was, Command and Conquer, and World of Warcraft. All that
Gearbox.
stuff.
I gotta say though, if it wasn't for the theme, when I looked at the board and the ships and everything, it looked like just another space game.
Yeah.
It didn't look like that picture there. That doesn't.
Black hexes.
It doesn't. Maybe it's cool. It just that part looks cool. I like the little
Yeah,
bases. And look, those ships move on their own. That's cool.
Just looks like a big.
Dumb.
It came out in '99, so yes, I was right about that, and then remastered in 2015.
All right,
Which is kind of cool, because this board and stuff kind of looks a little dated. So I don't know. That was my kind of thing, is it looks kind of dated, But yeah, not the
We
miniatures and
got
stuff, but
Corvettes.
just
Bonacor will be happy.
I like the look of it.
Blowing up.
But it's not my kind of game whatsoever.
Right.
I don't know. I would have to see. Modifius they have some good stuff. Sometimes not. We'll find out. And when will we find out? Because they took a while for their Skyrim stuff. Wait, August?
Was the same company. Oh.
August?
No.
And it's already made.
Yeah.
There's no way they can make it that fast.
No.
So this is already made, and they'll be sending it out. Since it's Kickstarter exclusive, maybe they're just using this as a pre-order thing
Could
then.
be, yeah.
Right, I guess I'm thinking of
Possibly.
Warcraft, not World of Warcraft. Yeah.
Technically, it could not be made, but everything's at the printer, and they're just waiting to press a button.
Yeah.
That could be.
The big red button.
The leapfrog.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, quick.
Yes.
Pop quiz, hotshot. What are these two games, Mike?
La Isla and... What was the other one?
Come on now.
Give me a second. It's La Isla.
That's a boring game.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. Well, you're not narrowing it down a whole lot.
She gave you a big hint.
What's the very boring game you said?
It's boring and boring.
What's a digging game?
No, no.
Like you bore through something.
No.
Oh, wow.
Bora Bora.
Oh, Bora Bora.
Boring, boring.
Gotcha.
Come on,
Boring,
man.
boring. Yeah. So La Isla and Bora Bora. That's right. Okay.
Which you'll never remember.
No.
Also, they write them backwards. There's a little piece there that I had the hardest time.
Right here.
Right there. Where they're like, this campaign introduces Vienna and Cuzco that are reimagined versions of La Isla and Bora Bora. According to that, if I had to like take a guess,
I think Vienna
is La Isla,
Right.
Cuzco, Bora Bora.
Right.
That's the usual way in which we write in English.
Correct.
Wrong. It's the other way around.
Also, Cusco is a game that is relatively well known. It's a different
Already.
game by Kramer and Kiesling.
Although that was also
That was
renamed.
also renamed from Java.
I would love for them to have a Java here.
That would be great.
They should do that.
They should do that.
Okay, you know what? I really thought this would not do as well. It is at 1,000 backers.
Anything with Feld's name on it's going to do well.
You know what though? You were there on the cruise.
Yeah.
No one touched the first 4 games.
No.
I mean, I think one of them, the new one, Marrakesh
Yeah,
was
that
the new
one
one.
was looked
That got
at,
checked
yeah.
out once, maybe twice, I think. I was really surprised that people. The thing about these games are they look fine. In a world of today of Kickstarter where things look amazing, and the prices for these are for amazing
That's
games,
what
not fine.
You know, we don't
Right.
oftentimes talk about price on this show because, you know, part of crowdfunding is that you're going a lot of times for the blingiest of blingy games and you're going to have $400 campaigns. But I do think that something has to pass a gut test, and this does not pass the gut test to me. Like, this is not a $120 game.
It kind of feels like
La Isla was a $30 game
yeah.
retail when it was released, right? It was a small box.
Oh my word! I didn't put that together. La Isla's wow, that is a small game.
Yeah.
That's like the same size of not San Juan, but almost.
No, it's
It
like
is San Juan.
it's like
It
the
is.
St. Malo box. Yeah, I mean, it was a $30 retail game, I believe. It was a small little game. Unless they've really changed it. I know they add Queenies and all these other little things, but for me, I don't. This is definitely going for the completionist thing, and I can't complain about that too much because that's a part of my personality, but this is like, if you bought all of this stuff, right? All of the stuff with all the add-ons, you're talking many thousands of dollars. Maybe that's good. You know,
Well, you
maybe,
can get it here for $890
Oh my gosh.
for the
All
city
right.
and the deluxe. By the way, these deluxe sets. So we got the first 4 in, and the deluxe sets, I put half the pieces in the box.
Okay.
Half of the stuff is not as good, I think, as what's in the box. I mean, it's going to be
interesting.
It's going to be a you pick. Some of it's acrylic stuff, and sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Some of it does work. These coins, I didn't get them, but they look really cool.
So you
I
think
like
some
metal
of the
coins.
Do you think some of the components are like a lateral move? You're saying, or a downgrade?
Lateral.
Okay.
Also, the boxes were not particularly high quality. I was showing you, remember?
Yeah.
They were low. I don't know which of these boxes are you compared. Do you like these classic looking ones, or do you like the ones with the picture of the cities on?
Full picture.
Oh, I definitely prefer the classic, but I also don't know the original games either. That's just based on like my preference. I really think the classic ones look good,
yeah.
but I don't have draw to the game either.
You mean the classic or the deluxe? I
Wait, I'm looking at the
Sorry, the
ones you
deluxe
point
one's
to
on
right there.
top.
The deluxe, yeah.
I'm
those
sorry,
are the
I
ones
called them
like.
classic, but
It's Cuzco.
Yeah, I'm also confused at there have been how many of these projects have there been for these Feld city collections? Isn't this like the 4th one?
3,
this
maybe?
is the 3rd one, I
Because they
believe.
do 2 at a time, right?
They did 2 at a time, but then they
Then
shipped
they
the
did
first
another
2
thing,
together.
Right. Like it's very confusing the way that they're doing this too.
I have
Well,
not
I mean, it's
played.
confusing because of the names, for
I
crying
guess,
out loud.
yeah.
I haven't played any of these reworked ones, and there's one new one which I had not played. I'd like to try them and see what I think of it. One of them is Bruges, right? Did that get produced?
I believe
That's
so.
Hamburg. We have it in the library. I think Hamburg is Bruges, right? Or is it
I don't-
Amsterdam?
I don't know.
don't remember.
All I know is
I'd like
Marrakesh
to-
is the new one.
Yeah.
I'd like to mess with these. I haven't, but yeah, I mean, I know we haven't really praised them, but I'd like to try them.
Oh no, I don't know. And again, not coming from a background of these games or anything, it just kind of feels like you're saying with the price, like extorting people. You know, like, hey, you really like this game? Here's something new and shiny and priced
Yeah.
up just to make you feel like you have to update it. I don't know.
All right.
No, we'll find out. And people are still buying them, so there you go.
Of course.
Also, people really wanted to get more Mad King Ludwig. You can be, there's the Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig, and just Mad King Ludwig. Then the Palaces of Mad King Ludwig. There's the fourth in that line. Mad King Ludwig's estate is getting bank on their royalties. Blueprints of Mad King Ludwig. This is the flip and sketch.
They're going in reverse order, though. You know, normally you start with a blueprint. You don't go from the completed building and then go to the blueprint. But that's
my biggest concern on this one, and this, I'm sure it might be a fun game, and I'm fine with that. I'm worried about the sketch part. There's a big difference between roll and write, but if I have to draw, I found that every time I do that, it looks messy.
Do you have to draw in this, though? I think it's just all squares, right? I mean, you're just blocking off different shapes.
Don't you use stencils to draw them in?
Basically,
right,
aren't you?
yeah, so it's not actually like freehand drawing, artistic skills, right?
I think you're tracing,
I hate that.
Oh, I really like it. I like that the actual roll and write paper is transparent and you're putting it under, you know, so rather than having a polyomino, you know, that you're actually manipulating to see, it's the card, and so you can put it under to kind of see how it fits. I think it's an interesting twist on it, because I hate polyomino games where it's like, hey, you can rotate this any way you want, but it needs to sit in the middle of the table where everyone can see it, and then you're doing it in your mind. So at least it's giving you that, and it's a new take on it. I think it's interesting.
It does seem to at least be a little bit of a different approach to the roll and write. I don't particularly, I've never really liked the Mad King Ludwig game, so this doesn't really appeal to me, but I do agree that they're doing something different, I think, at least.
I like Mad King Ludwig. I'm just saying, from experience, anytime a game has me do this sort of thing, my paper looks like garbage.
I agree. It does look like garbage.
And I'm trying a little bit to make it look nice.
You're trying, but you're failing. It looks like pure garbage.
Okay.
Let me explain one more time. Whenever Tom plays one of these games, folks,
Just get a little hurtful.
no, I'm in the same camp as you. I don't like the idea of, I don't know what it is, that it suddenly became antiquated for a roll and write game to be one in which I roll some dice and I write a couple of numbers down. Suddenly that's passé. That's not okay.
No.
Now we need you to like roll a die and then flip a card and then unfold some origami and then do a sketch.
Do the origami.
Like, no. Just give me a board game. You're trying to accomplish too much in a roll and write. If this can more easily be a board game, stop getting in your own way.
I don't know. I don't know. I might disagree. Or are we just seeing the roll and move, or not roll and move, roll and write becoming more of a mechanism and not the selling point of the game?
No.
Oh, okay. Well defended.
yes.
Great rebuttal there.
All right.
He's not my team. I think this looks cool, except for I'm just worried that I'm not playing games to do an art project.
Right.
And I feel like when I'm done, maybe no one else at the table is judging me, but I'm definitely judging myself. And I played with people who may or may not be running our video right now, who deliberately are sloppy when they do roll and writes.
Never do that.
Also,
The more you got angry, the more I was lost.
there's a lot of stuff for a game that is essentially, disposable's too strong of a word, but you're going to run out of the sheets, you're going to run out of the pencils. I mean, I know you can redo that, but you've got a play mat with this and all. I don't know.
Yeah.
$40 too.
I mean, have you? That's an interesting question. Have you ever run out of sheets in a roll and write? Because I'm one that always laminates one because I'm scared I'm going to. But then I look back and I'm like, I've never even come
I've 100% ran out of sheets in Yahtzee as a child.
Okay, as a
true.
child,
Yeah.
right.
But it's funny because
It took
it's
me 40
true.
years, but I got there.
There is this fear we have of like, oh no, we're gonna run out of sheets.
Right.
It very rarely
There's a couple of
happens.
Dice Hour library, but that's also many people.
Yeah.
Another thing, though, is look at this. The deluxe version of this sketch game is $70.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for something. That's the Queen game.
That's half of La
That's a
Isla.
lot.
All right, I'm sure it's great. I do like Castle Mad King Ludwig. I will try this. DimSum Duel of the Dumpling.
Duel of the Dumpling.
Nothing else. I love the name.
Yeah, it's a great name. I'm very excited. DimSum games are all the rage now.
What's with this?
Right.
The name of this company is called Brain Snack Games.
Well, you know.
But they're all about travel friendly. So that's a good that's a good shtick to have. 5 to 15 minutes. They're not calling them micro games, although that sounds like basically what it is.
Sure.
This might work.
Does it look interesting?
I don't love the art of the people.
Yeah.
I like the art of the dumplings.
There does seem to be a disconnect there, right?
Yeah.
Of the dumplings and the people.
Well, some people can draw better, food,
Sure.
still life.
I'm much better at drawing dumplings than people.
That's correct.
That's on your resume. Can you draw? Well, not people.
Dumplings, sure.
Well, no. This is also a style. This is anime. I bet my kids would like this style.
Yeah, maybe so.
The game didn't seem that interesting to me. It's one of those, two-player dueling kind of games,
Yeah.
Right.
which I do like that style. Type of game, I should say, but I don't like this game's style. So
Would you eat dumplings if they had cute little faces that were screaming as you stuck them
I'd
in
be
your
more
mouth?
likely
No.
to eat them at that point.
It's like
yes.
that little Pixar short, where the woman makes a dumpling and it becomes her child, and then at the end, spoiler, she eats it. Like that, You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Pixar.
It's
So
one of those
uncomfortable.
shorts.
It's super uncomfortable. I
Pixar
really
is
dislike
dark.
that one.
Dark, right?
I don't remember that. I must not have seen that
You
one.
should look it up. You'll have nightmares.
No,
It's
thanks.
great.
All right. Chateau.
We talked about this in the news.
We did, and I remember talking about how much I hated that cover.
Yes, correct.
That guy is levitating gigantic dice. That being said, this is a print and play polynomial game.
Sure.
Yeah,
And so,
And I'm glad. I really like that these exist.
yeah, no, I think it's a good, kind of segment of the crowdfunding world. I mean,
This is
it's
also $6.
well, and you get it almost immediately.
Right.
it's,
Right.
If the experience looks compelling to you, you're not taking a huge risk on it. This one doesn't terribly excite me, to be honest. But again, I have the risk is so low that I don't.
I will say I didn't.
Right.
I made fun of the guy with the dice, but I like every other bit of how it looks.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah,
do.
this
I like
looks
how those
okay.
sheets.
Sure.
They
Yeah,
look
yeah.
fantastic.
And again, for $6, it's pretty
Yeah.
risk-free, right?
Yeah.
You get it, you play it a couple times, you're like, oh, that was worth it, or you really like it and you keep playing it. You know what I mean?
and you can
pretty
laminate
risk-free.
them and the
Yeah.
whole nine.
Wait, is that €11 for
the complete collection?
everything? That's
The complete
That's
collection.
everything.
well, yeah, but they're charging. They charge €5 and then 8 for the two different expansions. 11 for everything.
Basically,
They're basically telling you you have to get the whole thing.
They're giving it away at that point.
You need to get the whole
At that
thing.
point.
Mike, do you want your own unique chateau?
Oh, make no mistake.
Oh, wow.
A building of your choice. We're gonna get the Dice Tower Studios.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just going to be. I'm going to send him a picture of an IKEA. This is my chateau.
That would be amazing.
Great.
Chateau de Deluxe.
Fantastic.
Like a In-N-Out burger or Jack in the Box.
Yeah. Yeah,
I like
looks
this a
neat.
lot. This is
looks
cool.
neat.
Yeah, it looks good.
Blacksmiths of Stennhheimr.
I don't know why that name is striking me as funny. It just
I don't
is.
either. I don't think
Right.
It just is. I don't know. It's like make up a generic. You know what I mean? But anyway, I like the look of it though. I will say, as far as the graphic design, the game, I don't know if it appeals to me very much, but the graphic design of this, I actually like the look of.
I think that it's unique, and we have seen this in other games before, but it's the idea that you put a meeple out and you take that action, but then you remove your other meeple and also get that action. So it's not just what you're choosing in worker placement that time. Right, yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's one we've seen before,
Yeah, no,
but
right.
I like seeing that implemented and kind of picked up and used in other
And it
places.
should, because it's the whole idea of worker placement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't complain when there's 17 different worker placement games where you place a thing and do a thing.
Right.
There should, I think the place one, pull one is a great.
Actually,
keep doing
yeah.
it, you know?
other than Raiders, is there another game that does that?
Yeah, at almost the same time that fishing game did it.
Tournament something?
For freshwater fly or
Oh, really? That's what that
yeah,
does? Freshwater?
It was one
Tournament
of
of
the first
Camelot
one. The
fish.
first one, no. They both came out very similar at timing.
Yeah.
It's a silly
Yeah, so I
place.
think it's cool to see another game capitalizing
Crown.
on that, and
That's
Oh,
it
what
just
a
makes you
crown.
kind of
Right.
have to strategize it a little bit. I think it's cool.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it's a nice little element of decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks okay, though, Mike. I don't necessarily. You say
Yeah.
you like the graphic
I like
design.
the graphic design, yeah.
I think it's okay. I think it's not doing as well as it should be. It's like
Sure.
really not doing well.
Well, it's a first-time company. That's
Yeah,
what it is,
yeah.
right? So this is their first product.
It's
Just
not a lot
sometimes
of
I'm
hype.
surprised by how some games you look at them and go, "Yeah, it looks all right," but it's making $200,000.
Sure.
This one looks to me all right, but it's making barely enough to fund. Now it has 8 days to go, but
I tell you, I think a lot of this has to do with, it's not just the look of a campaign. It's not even just the quality of the campaign. It's, is this getting out there?
Right.
How are they marketing it? Do they have they built a community? Do they have Discord channels devoted to it? Have they spent money on advertising on Facebook? There's a lot of things that go behind these.
This definitely, and I'm with you, Z. I'm not like offended by the art here. It doesn't grab me either. I feel like it looks kind of like almost final draft, you know what I mean? It's like one step, but not quite done, maybe prototypey. But I do agree that a game like this, that is focusing on the gameplay and that kind of stuff, it is one that I would have expected to have at least heard of before, 8 days before it closes, So I don't know that it has had that reach, and maybe that's why it's not doing so well. As well.
I hope you do well, guys.
Yeah.
Ascension Tactics Inferno. It does seem like a lot of sequels had something to do with fire or hell or something to that effect.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
Ascension Tactics was a game based on Ascension, and it uses some of the mechanisms of Ascension, but it is in its base form, a 1 versus 1 game in which you have minis or standees. I actually use standees. And you use a deck building game to run them around and hit each other.
And this is a standalone expansion, yeah?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it said that at the
$135.
Yeah,
no, that's $135 is this plus all the minis and stuff. Honestly, I gotta say, I don't use the minis. I'm really happy with the standees and stuff.
You represent.
$60 for that, and I think that's worth it. I thought that the minis for the game were fine. The game itself, I love. It's in my top 100 games.
Right?
Yeah, I really, really enjoy this game. It is one of my favorite 2-player tactical fighting games, which is a genre I tend to like.
Yeah.
And this, Beelzebub mini.
Oh, come on now. You're going to let them get away with that?
Yeah, I am actually.
Wow.
I'm amused by that.
That's terrible.
I want that. I take it back. I want that many.
That is terrible.
That is awful.
That would be a weird standee.
But I also want this because I want to mix them together because I want more cards.
Sure.
More cards. I love that because cards let you upgrade your characters, let you do kinds of neat things.
Oh, that Corrosive Widow looks cool, though. Remember that lamp?
Oh, that kind of freaks me out, actually. That mini is...
I like that a lot.
I'm getting the heebie-jeebies from that one.
Abstract fun.
Yeah, you don't like spiders, though, right?
Yeah.
I love spiders. I want to have a pet spider that is 2 feet tall.
You want to be the bard guy here?
Yeah. What's going on back there behind him?
We are currently working on a commission art piece for this backer.
Oh, do I want to be the artwork on the card, you mean? I want to be this one.
This guy?
Yeah.
What do you think it is? That's Cruella de Vil. But she goes after, like, monsters instead of Dalmatians.
Okay.
She goes after the pug thing.
But Beelzebub.
I'm very excited about this.
Cruella versus Beelzebub.
The more cards thing is
That was cool.
really what I like about this. All right.
I never played it, and I haven't played it, but it sounds interesting.
Real quick, thank you for the super chat. We had one. I don't know if you saw it.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Mark.
I didn't. Thank you, Mark. Donkey Juice Procurement Fund.
Donkey Juice!
All right.
Speaking of Donkey Juice, Agueda. Now, this is... So, this is a really pretty combination. You know, this makes me think of just this splash of color here. It's very similar to the...
Holy?
Guess what you know?
No, the Subway game.
London Underground or whatever.
Oh, you mean on the Underground?
On the Underground, the box looks very similar with that.
What is cool to me about this particular thing is that this is one of those examples where I learned about something that existed in the world that I knew nothing about.
You talking about that umbrella?
And now I'm like, I know way too much about donut shops. But now I'd be like, this is one of the things that I would love to be able to visit that area and check that out.
I also looked it up to see if that was a real thing.
What a neat idea and a neat thing that they do. And it's a relatively new, it's not like something that's been around for many, many, many years from what I've read.
I forget where, is it in Spain?
I believe so.
We should take the van.
Let's do it.
I think this is a 25th century does a good job on games and things.
Yeah.
This is I like donuts a lot, although this is about the 10th donut game to come out in the last couple of years.
There have been a lot of donut games.
The City of Umbrellas is a much more
that looks
unique
very
theme.
cool to me. Yeah.
I like all three of these though. I think they look. This is very similar actually to the first project from Allplay.
See, look at that right
This
there.
is a very similar feel.
Yeah, I agree.
So cool.
Yeah, I want to go there.
Yeah, I know. I do too. It's a really neat idea. It's like the Fremont Street experience with a lot less illegal drugs and danger of your life being taken.
Fremont
Street is not.
Oh, it's perfectly safe.
No drugs in Fremont Street. Boo to you for saying so. Hey, we're gonna go there, right?
We are.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I like the look at that color field.
This is the least exciting of the
Yeah.
three.
That's where I was, right?
Donut shop looks good.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Can we get donuts?
You can
I
what?
think, just
You're-
in
you're
general,
getting
I
us
think we're
donuts?
allowed. I don't believe they've been outlawed.
Maybe.
Okay.
Would you eat them? If
I haven't
got 'em?
had.
I would split a donut with
I'm not
somebody.
ordering
I could
donuts if no
really
one eats
go.
them.
I could really go
That's
for.
weak.
I could really go for a
Split
French.
donut. If you're gonna eat a donut, you eat a donut.
No, I want
You know,
Just go through the top.
French crullers, man. That's where it's at.
No, it's not.
Those are one of my
Apple
That's
crumb.
not bad.
baby.
That is
Crumbs are
kind
so
of
good.
donut.
I will not
Creams
split
are
one of
good.
those. I will eat the whole thing.
There you go. French cruller.
Yes. Oh,
French
so
crullers.
good.
And Mike wants an apple upside down
Actually, I
cookie.
want to go. What's the place we go to that you went to? Voodoo? No, Mojo Donut.
Mojo donuts are
Mojo
good.
donuts.
Mojo donuts.
Mojo.
All right, pick the pug. Today is Pug Day.
Very
Oh,
heavy
okay.
pug day, yes.
I was a very evil number of backers. At least this is not that horrific pug game that I reviewed that one time. What was it called? Pug U.
Donkeys?
Okay. All right, jeez.
No, it's one of the worst
No, no, I
games I've
remember.
ever
I don't know what's
played.
happening to that poor donkey, but it's terrifying.
It,
Is it losing its fur?
Being attacked by snakes.
It's
Did he-
being attacked by snakes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
I could
This
not see that
artwork,
until you
though. This
mentioned it.
artwork. What is happening?
I don't know.
Is it what's with the white all over the cards? Are they just like?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where it is in development because the video made it seem like they were developing it, then ran out of money, and so they're getting the rest to finish. So it's like, but is this the finished project you're showing us, or are you just saying this is as far as we made it? I didn't quite know where it was in that. It's the second half of the video where it's just the two
Someone needs
designers
to back it
talking.
though, so we can get off this evil number.
That was pretty good graphics right there.
It's all right.
I don't.
Okay. How is this okay?
What is happening?
I thought that was like a slow, like
I know.
reverse
I thought it was
lobotomy.
coming.
Yeah, I thought it was like a lobotomy.
What is going on?
I had multiple
This
times.
looks like okay. That is so disjointed. All that artwork right there. That dragon's the worst though. It like ruins
This
the whole
looks
thing.
great. Pick the Pug. A card game for friends and family where you're gonna hate your friends.
It's pretty much Uno too, though, right? Because you want to
It's
get
nothing
down.
like Uno.
No, because you want to get just down to one card,
Okay.
which is the
What's
pug.
going on?
It's like
So lame.
I didn't get
Why would
it.
even-
Yeah.
The thing is, if you forced me to come up with some story to make any of this make sense, I would be in so much trouble.
I thought you were going to.
What is
like
going
it.
on?
I feel like I'm at the Fremont Street experience.
Post.
Post
See, I was
Fremont
at, like,
Fremont
as far as they made it, yeah, I don't
Okay.
understand.
And we ran out of money. Please support us.
Yeah, so
Like I-
that's what they're saying.
We maybe should stop playing Gloomhaven.
Oh, he lost
Wait.
his.
Did they just disappear out of his hands?
Yep. All right.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Wait, was our budget $1 million? Okay, you know what? I'm
That may
not
have
giving
been
this
the
more
first
time of day.
problem
Let's
right
move
there.
on.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Unlikely roll cafe. I always try to.
It's not unlikely. It's unlucky.
Unlucky.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
That would be a bad name for your cafe.
I don't think unlucky roll is actually a good name
It's also
either.
not great either. But
Would you want to go to something?
If it was called Lucky Roll, but Unlucky Roll seems weird.
Yeah. But that being said, they're trying to do a little board game cafe, and this is in Florida. The one issue I had was that it didn't really tell you where this was. It
I agree.
I
It
did
kept
a lot of
referring to the
research
county
to figure out
I
where.
kept referring to
Yeah.
the county, and then at the very top it does say Florida.
Right.
So I did a little Googling, and it's on the Gulf Coast.
Of Orlando, right?
There it is, right
just
here.
west of Orlando.
Yeah.
And hey, hopefully that this is something that will serve a community that they say that the one thing I did appreciate about it is they talked a lot about the demographics of the area and how there are a lot of people of a particular age that don't have things that are really well suited for them, and that this might serve a larger, and that's cool. I like that kind of thinking behind it.
I also really appreciate it is that they have a good plan here. They talk about their pricing structure.
Yeah.
They talk about here is the place that we already have.
Yeah.
This is what the money is going to go to.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
it's not just like, hey, fund my dream. It's we've done a lot of hard work. We just need this little oomph to get the games, to make sure we can upkeep it. You know, so they already put a lot of heart, soul, money, everything else up front, and I really appreciate that.
They're only asking for $1,000 anyway.
Yeah.
That I
Sure.
worry about. I'm sorry, you can't do anything for $1,000.
No, yeah, I don't know, but I think they talked about what they were trying to use the money for. I don't think they need the money to open the place.
Right,
I think
it's to jumpstart. Like, hey, we put everything into opening it. This is just to make sure that we can, you know, have
the
that
best library we can
right,
have,
exactly.
all
Get a
that
couple
kind of thing.
games
Yeah.
so we
Good enough.
can things
All right,
like
yeah,
that.
All right, publisher, send them games too.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
idea too, right?
Frostbound Dice.
Yeah, cracked
Oh,
glass
there it
dice.
Okay,
The
well,
one Mike liked, right?
Yeah, look at that,
These
baby.
are also terrible.
What? I mean, like, there are no numbers on
I was
those
gonna
as far
say,
as I can tell.
This is a seeing eye test. Like, quick, read all the numbers.
You know what these look like? These look like the things that you put in the bottom of like an aquarium.
Yeah.
You know, like inside. Yeah,
Glass
that's cool.
beads.
Oh, and they happen to be dice. That's neat. It's a little shout out to gaming. Functionality 0.
It's like negative function. I just
Yeah.
don't understand. I think using these as dice will hurt your retinas. Like, this will actually make you go blind.
Well, they're not made to go in your eye.
You think the blue one's bad?
Oh,
You think the blue one's bad?
I think the blue one's the best of what's there.
Yeah. I think that crystal orange is gorgeous, not as a die. I love
an
that orange amber
yes.
color, tiger eye kind of. I think it's gorgeous. It's not.
I think with black
die,
ink,
though.
I would like the iceberg ones. I mean, I like the way these look a lot, but yeah, they're completely non-functional.
They kind of remind me of those.
Yeah.
What were those VHS ones that we covered a couple months ago? Remember those? It was like out of the VHS film. It kind of had that cracked look. You don't remember those?
No.
All right,
I
never
can't
mind.
remember
Well, we
back-
did them. They looked very similar to this to me.
Guys, we're not done with dice yet.
What?
The amazing
I
Pat Game
forgot
Dice
about
Collection.
that.
About
Ooh.
these, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I
Unfortunately.
get what they're trying to do here, but this feels like, unfortunately, this feels like a science project.
Also-
like I made this as a fun thing to show off. I can do it, but I wouldn't want to use them.
Unless
Yeah.
you guys saw something I did, not once does he show them being rolled.
I noticed
Even
that.
in the video at the beginning.
Because I looked for
He's
it.
holding them, he's shaking them. He doesn't ever roll them.
Right. I did notice that because I
seems
looked
like an
for a
issue.
video or
Yeah.
a GIF or something.
Right.
You know, right.
Didn't we get one of these here at the
Something
studio?
like these.
It wasn't-
We've
This is
seen
similar.
3D printed ones of these, which I think is what they are, what they
Right.
will be actually. Again, these just seem like a DIY, very homemade, very cheap kind of.
Proof of concept.
Yeah, yeah.
I think, like you said, it sounds like the final project of your CAD class. You know, you
Yep.
took a class, a college
Exactly.
class on it. This is your final project. Also, Bruce
Bruce just
wants
hooked us
to
up
buy
with
me
the
a
donuts.
donut.
Bruce always hooks us up with donuts. He
Yes.
hooked us up with donuts at Gen
He
Con.
did. He did.
I shall bring in donuts tomorrow.
What do you mean tomorrow, son?
It's too late to get donuts now. I know what
Too
you're about to
late
say.
to apologize
Thank
about
you,
not
Bruce.
having donuts here.
All right, Dan King, the Game Boy Geek, is running a Kickstarter for season 11. Dan used to be on our channel, if you remember. And actually, we're going to see him in a week at Dice Tower West. Lots of different promos here, including King Missile. What's King Missile for? Oh, it's for
King
Last Light.
Missile.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, cool.
Sorry, Roy.
Told you.
I didn't recognize the.
Missile! It's explosive.
I guess.
So there's a lot of different things here for various games, different promos. There might still be some games too if you want them. Is there some on the bottom
yeah,
here?
he's got
Oh, okay.
games.
Well, I know, but they often go out pretty quickly. No,
They
there's
do.
still some
There's
bundles
There's
left.
still plenty, yeah.
Nice.
All right, so
okay.
if you like Dan's stuff, support him here. And now we got the Curse of the Candelabria. Candelabria.
Curse
Yeah.
of Candelabria.
So in this, is everyone just a candle?
Everyone has been turned to wax, is the story.
Yes.
Which it makes you wonder, before everybody got turned to wax, was the land still called Candelabria? And why would you tempt the witches that way? You know what I mean? So the land was called Candelabria. The story is everybody has been cursed and turned into wax.
Oh.
If that's the case, why would they all be lighting candles on their heads?
Because that's what you do
Valid
if you're made of
question.
wax.
Also, do they only move around at night?
I'm assuming there's no sun in this
Yeah, right.
universe.
And then the
as well.
cities are like these mobile cities. The story seems a little funky.
Peter Jackson wrote this, right?
Yeah. The story seems a little weird, but I like the look of this game a lot.
Okay.
I like the look of these mobile city things. I like the map. I like the vibe here.
Oh.
There's something about this that is very much not generic fantasy.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like bizarro fantasy.
It looks
It's like
very
a Terry,
Polish.
It's like a Terry Gilliam.
Is this a
movie.
Polish company?
Did you ever play
Italy.
the Shoal game? Anyone play that one?
Oh, there
that
was
it's okay. Their first one. I didn't play
The
it either.
Shoal game?
Shoal, SHOEL.
Oh, I don't know. Click
The
on that,
first-
Tom. 3 created.
I think we had that one come through.
Yeah, we did have it. I just I didn't know who played it. That first one there,
Oh,
or
no.
Sheol. I whatever. I said it wrong.
I don't know that this came in.
Didn't it?
I would have touched it.
I don't remember.
No, I would remember this,
Are
I
people
think.
candles in this one?
We did not see this.
Okay.
I would remember this rotating board thingamabobber.
The Land of the Night miniatures? Yeah, who could forget
I
that?
think I would remember this. This doesn't look generic.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, you saw that one.
What's back
Pizza
there?
Fund. Oh my
didn't even see
goodness,
that much.
Tom.
Oh, I didn't
Pizza
see the
and
pizza
donuts?
fun.
Gonna be-
Oh,
Wait, pizza right now, right?
And so
Fat Friday.
instead of pizza
Day.
bagels, we'll have pizza donuts. With pizza on a donut, you can eat
would you eat a
pizza
donut
anytime.
with pizza? Oh,
All right.
a donut
Anyway,
with
back to
cheese?
this game. I think this looks
Oh, that's what you're
interesting.
getting.
He said it's Italian. It looked like one of those. I thought it was like one of those Polish.
It's
those
got that
publishers.
strange Polish fantasy vibe, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like the look of this. Again, I don't really know too much about the game, but it's a cool-looking map. This is one that is intriguing to me
What
this
is
week.
composable? So you can compost it?
Not compostable.
I don't think that is that the right. Is that? Would you call it composable?
I wouldn't call it
Probably
anything
not.
because it ain't my
I would
game. I
not
don't know.
say that.
I guess
no.
they mean like something you put together. Though.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a translation
I got
thing,
you.
I
It's a
bet.
translation thing,
Which
okay.
is a concern a lot of the times for
Right.
these big games from other countries.
That's true.
If they're not primarily an English-speaking place and they make, for example, a big story-driven game, that's always a red flag for me.
Yeah.
I always worry about that. It's like,
Sure.
oh, it comes with a book of stories. Yeah, but how's the writing going to be in that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, the translation.
This is
like,
not
yeah.
that, but yeah,
Yeah.
I always worry about that.
Just added at the very last second, we have Scholars of the South Tigris. And we added this because it ends in 14 days, so it will be over before our next one.
Yeah,
So this is the middle game, the middle child everyone forgets about, of the South Tigris. Wayfarers was received to great acclaim. I'll say this, Mike, and I know that you're in love with this, but and I'm sure I'll enjoy it because I've yet to dislike any of his big games of this. My only thing is when I look at his games and I look at this one, I'm like, I have no idea how it plays. That's how I felt when I looked at Wayfarers. Then I played it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess I guess I agree with you, but the point is, until he makes a stinker, I'm still on
Yeah.
board. And I mean,
Fair enough.
These have all been great, and
Aren't these all about dice placement in some way?
yeah, this series is going to all be about dice. And I'm Wayfarers, like you said, came out really strong. This has already gone out to previewers, and so who knows if you can take all that with a huge grain of salt. But I've been hearing decent things.
Terrible,
early
sucks,
on.
didn't like it.
Yeah,
I
you're
will
not going
say-
to get people saying it's terrible.
I will say one of my concerns with these series of them is I don't know where to start. And I think
Any of
having watched this one, I'm like, oh, this is the first one where I'm like, oh, this is not where I start.
Okay.
Architects is where you start.
Architects
I really do
Architect-
feel that.
okay.
Or Raiders, yeah, one of those two.
Raiders, I am interested in. Anyway, but I
that's
think
true.
that was a concern
You
with
haven't
this.
played Raiders?
I haven't played Raiders.
Oh, Catch-a-Palooza.
Yeah.
Because that
Okay.
has the
On
place
it.
pull. That was one of the first
Right,
of that.
yeah.
So
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, so that was my concern with this is like for anyone that's not in it, it's like I think it is for those, not saying you can't jump into this, but as somebody that's already a little bit
Sure.
intimidated, where do I start? Not intimidated by the gameplay, but just by the mass series here.
Yeah.
Within 2 minutes of this video, I was like, whoop, I do not start here, because there's like
Gotcha.
so much manipulation of the dice colors and pips and multiplication. And I mean, if it's, two primary colors, then you go to the secondary color, but only the primary, secondary, unless you have, it was like, whoa.
Really?
Oh yeah. Well, I wasn't joking when I said, do you know the color wheel? If not, this is not for you.
I haven't seen this one yet because you added it
Did
at the
this
last
launch
minute
today?
here.
I think it launched
I
today.
believe it launched today. Or yeah.
2,700 backers.
Yeah, no, I get it, and $200,000 already, but
And what's so crazy about it is that these, more than almost any other, don't necessarily appeal to just Kickstarter because they don't add anything exclusive. Basically,
Right.
you can, and they tell you right up front, you can wait till retail. You're not missing anything. You'll get it a little earlier this way. But
He also delivers on time.
on time or early.
Almost all his projects
Or early,
have been
yeah.
on time or early, I think. That's very impressive.
He's built
Yes,
up a
yes.
huge loyalty among people that like his games.
Okay, now what is not loyalty? Street Fighter V Champion Edition Legends.
Shoryuken!
So the first Street Fighter that came out with a bunch of had amazing miniatures, and they forgot the game. This one, the miniatures aren't quite. That was from Chasco, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is from. It's the Colossal.
Yes.
Sorry, I was like,
This is from Colossal?
yeah.
Oh,
So
I didn't put that together. Okay.
So Colossal has a really fun fighting game called I just sent it to my house. to
Combo
play.
Fighter?
Combo Fighter. So I know they know what they're doing in this regard.
Oh, yeah.
So this one doesn't have as pretty pieces. So therefore, I think I'm more interested in it because the last one was all about looks and not substance. Roy, you played that with me, right? You just ran up to the other person and were like, "Bob, bob, 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 bob." Okay, you win. There was not a lot of strategy.
This looks weird because while it is a Street Fighter game, it does not look like a Street Fighter setting. This is almost like, oh, Street Fighter, you know what you're doing in Street Fighter. Well, this is not an arena fighter. In this one, you are breaking into like a compound. It's like the movie.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are
That
trying.
movie is one of the highest rated movies of all time.
It wasn't even the highest rated movie of that week.
That's also very true.
I don't get. It's weird. It sort of seems like a different kind of game.
Yeah, but the fighting thing doesn't always work as a board game.
No, I agree. I agree with you. It's just saying it's a weird theme for this. It'd be like My Little Pony, but the game is Scythe. You can make that.
Yeah, it's called My Little Scythe.
Oh ho.
That's the joke.
No, that wasn't actually,
It actually
the
wasn't.
joke. No,
But yeah. But yeah, no, I
I'm
agree
picking
with what
any
you're saying.
game. Like, I don't know, Dominion has no theme, so
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't work. But my point being, when I think Street Fighter,
Right.
I don't think this type of game.
You think a one-on-one fighting game.
Right,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
cooperative breaking into a
Right.
place and stealing something.
Yeah, that seems more like a Metal Gear Solid. Or
Either
something
way,
like
I'm
that.
still interested in this. I'm more interested in this one than the Black Rock one that came out. What was that one called?
Rock? Oh, I don't remember what it was called, but yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was Street Fighter.
It was
they were,
Street
they were,
Fighter.
oh no, it was Double Dragon. But this is like a
right,
Double
right.
Dragon style game.
Okay.
But I'm okay with that. I mean, if it works well and you're using the Street Fighter characters, and Colossal has done some pretty fun stuff. So
I'm sure it's going to be neat at least, but I just thought it was a strange one. I couldn't quite figure out, like, why this?
Can you get a painted version? I don't think you can.
But you could paint it yourself.
No, some people could paint it
You could be like
themselves.
Sonic Boom.
All right, this next one's for you, Z.
Yes.
Aventuria, since you're the only person here who's played this.
Yeah, yeah.
More expansion for Aventuria, which has how many expansions?
There are quite a few. There's a dozen, maybe, expansions or so. Yeah, so this is more stuff for that game. The game is interesting. It's based on this German RPG. So this is kind of like the Pathfinder card game based on Pathfinder, right? This Aventuria card game is based on like the Black Eye or something, the Dark Eye, which is some German role-playing setting. The game is interesting. It's got sort of two modes in it, which I actually would think is its biggest flaw, is that it tries to please two very different audiences. It is an RPG in a box. You read through a story, make some choices, roll some dice, and then go into a combat. And that combat is against some baddie, and we're cooperating each with our own deck.
Okay.
The other mode is, well, Street Fighter. Head-to-head, Magic the Gathering, right? The cards have to serve both things. So there's a bunch of text I need to ignore for one mode, and a bunch of text I need to ignore for the other mode. And I really, really like the story one, and the other one is a subpar fighting game.
Okay.
It should
Also, I
just
think
not
the
be
rule
there.
book is at least the first one I read.
The rulebook's
was
kind of
nigh
clunky.
incomprehensible. I was like, what is this game doing?
Yeah, so I really would love for this game to just be the adventure part, and not the player versus player stuff. And that's the biggest problem. I need to like explain, like, oh, this card, that line, ignore that text.
Right.
I hate that. I hate that. But hey, it seems to be popular. More stuff is cool.
All right.
Once you do go through the story, you lose some of that surprise.
Sure.
It's replayable, but you lose some of that. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Then we have the Red Dragon Inn 9. They're almost to double digits, and this one also very popular because they deliver. You may not like Red Dragon Inn, and it's in the Munchkin class of games. You're all bragging about your exploits and telling stories, but they have not fooled around with. They have pumped out content. This is keeping Slugfest alive. This
I feel
game.
like this is
did not
basically
know.
a small subgenre within gaming, right? Like I feel like there are people that this is their thing. You know what I mean? And I have never played it, but I tell you, when I worked in a game store, I think I mentioned this last time one of these projects came up, people were always, they would buy, oh, I played this game the last night, and they would buy everything for it. You know what I mean? So the people that like it really like it.
It is interesting. I haven't thought of Slugfest in a while. What are the last few things, Tom?
It's been all
Red
these,
Dragon
right?
Inn 9, Red Dragon Inn 8.
Yeah.
Before that, No, they actually made another game. Let me see if I can find it on here. I reviewed it. I did not particularly love it. Where's My Ride? We talked about that one.
Oh, we did. Yeah. Well, it's very different.
Tales from Red Dragon Inn, which is a slightly different game. Dungeon Decorators.
That's the one,
I
yeah.
actually really like the idea of this game. It did not play as well as I wanted it to. It's about putting tiles out and matching patterns, one of those style games.
Okay.
That wasn't that long ago, was it?
Dungeon Decorators I got at Gen Con 19, I believe. So.
Okay, all right. It's longer than I thought then. Okay, I was like, wow, that's a lot of projects. When I was thinking that was like maybe a year and a half old.
And actually, I'm actually hoping this is a good one. Actually, this Where's My Ride? I like the concept of
Didn't that
it.
get played here?
No, we talked about it for a long time, actually.
Crowdsurfing, yeah.
Gosh, I feel like I played that game. Okay.
It was when we were waiting for an actual ride.
That was IRL.
IRL.
All right, we got some non-gaming stuff, but before we get to that, let's take a listen to Mark.
Street.
Spotlight is brought to you by Phalanx Games. Can you lead your dynasty to victory? Huang is a 2 to 4 player game set in ancient China during the time of the Warring States. You take control of one of these warring states, battling to unite the country under your dynasty. Each player has 5 different leaders: governor, soldier, farmer, trader, and artisan. The leaders are used to collect victory points in these same categories. However, your score at the end of the game is the number of points in your weakest category. Clever placement of these leaders and their corresponding tiles on the board is key, allowing you to build pagodas, to score points, trigger or avoid wars, and instigate a peasant revolt that brings down your enemies. Play is fast and addictive, lasting around 90 minutes with a very short teaching time reflecting the elegance of the rule set. Huang uses the same rules and mechanics as Yellow and Yangtze, the 2018 sequel from Reiner Knizia to his multiple award-winning classic Tigris and Euphrates. For more information, please check out the campaign, which is now live on Gamefound.
All right. Always send me weird, strange, interesting, weird projects. Send them to Tom at dicetower.com.
But not this one. I do not like whoever sent you this first one.
The mushroom one?
Oh no, that's
Oh, no, I
you
moved the
changed
other one-
order.
I moved the other one to the end because it's amazing.
I guess I have to wait and see. Okay, I don't recall.
Oh,
all
you'll
these.
remember when you see it.
All right, so we got this is legally distinct from
Yes.
Mario.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
That is definitely
Definitely
Wow.
not.
Toad.
Yeah, no, it's not. Don't
I mean,
say
like
those words.
everything, just a
Firefly-
shell.
Wait, it says the word Koopa. That is, oh my Nintendo.
Yeah. Oops.
Whoopsie!
Wow.
You got away with all those other words, okay?
Wait, Shadow
fire.
Queen
Peach, okay.
No, I'm sorry,
Chomp?
Chain Chomp.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh.
Somebody's about to get, how you say it, absued, cease and desist.
Well,
you
I
know
think-
what, they won't because you're not funding it.
They're
Won't
just
matter.
desisting. That's not a problem.
yeah.
All right.
Won't matter.
This
looks pretty lame.
Okay, this next one really cracks me up. Your own affordable
Yes!
at-home golf simulator package.
Can you explain this to me?
I really need
What is
help
this
with this.
simulator?
I don't
Okay, so you
understand.
can't afford to go to a golf course.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And you also apparently can't afford to go to a driving range.
Can't go to Top Golf, yeah.
So this
Right.
is
So you want to hit balls in your backyard, but you're going to go to your neighbors.
Right.
So you do this thing which you definitely could not build yourself.
Correct.
Okay, right.
And now you can hit golf balls as hard as you can.
Yeah, yeah.
So you
much- how
stand in it and you hit golf balls.
Stand in it.
So how much do golf balls which bounce off this netting?
Oh, I don't know how this is going to not hit you in the
need to
head at
wear
some point.
100%.
You need to wear a hockey goalie mask.
I'm pretty sure that's
Well, among other protective equipment.
Where else
that
do you
will
need
left to be unsaid.
I just don't understand. This is called at the very top. I really don't get this. I mean, the name is At Home Golf Simulation or Simulator Package. That's a lot of words to describe a net.
Also,
Right.
their definition of affordable, $336, is way different than my definition because
Right.
I know that golf is expensive.
Yeah.
Driving ranges are less expensive.
They're
I know
less
this because my
expensive.
dad would go them. He couldn't
Right.
afford to go golfing, but he would go to driving ranges. My dad didn't have much money. So
Also, the thing I think that Z is getting at here, if I may be so bold, Z, is that when
bold.
you say golf simulator, right?
Yes, this
you're
is it.
setting it up like you may actually get some usable information about what you're
Like
doing.
it's going to simulate
Right.
golfing.
That's
You can
it.
go to the mall, right, and go to a place like Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yes.
And they'll have electronic ones where you can sit up
Yeah.
there and smash a ball into this screen, and it'll give you information. Like it'll tell
Right.
you, oh, you've got a slice or a hook. This was a 200 and some odd yard drive. What this is going to tell you is you smashed a ball into a screen 5 feet in front of
Well,
you.
not only that, but you're actually hitting a ball, which means you're not
Right.
simulating
No.
anything.
And
You're
you're getting-
physically playing golf inside a net.
And you're
Not
getting
playing
no
golf.
actionable
You're not
information.
simulating golf.
Hitting this over and over again is not going to make you better because you don't know if you've got a
Do you
hook
play
or a
golf?
slice. I mean,
are you a golf god? Because that's what
No.
this is for.
Well,
it says it in the first
that's the
batch.
problem.
True.
That's the problem. We're not the audience.
I'm not the.
All right.
I'm not the audience.
But I stand by
Get
everything I
your
said.
own golf simulator. It's like,
Yeah.
This next project was sent to me by Z Garcia.
yeah.
Well, I haven't.
I didn't look at this one.
No,
I
Z
didn't.
just
Did that
sent it
come
to
to
me.
you too?
Huh?
Z just sent it to me today.
Yeah, this is
Oh.
fantastic, guys, okay? What are the two things you've always wanted, but they've never been together before?
Look, as long as I have a way
Look,
of counting.
check it out.
There we go.
Counting,
Yeah.
that's great. But also,
Oh.
what about opening boxes?
Oh, wow.
You need to be able to cut open
do.
boxes and count things.
Yes.
You're counting the number of boxes you opened.
You need to count the
Oh.
number of stitches you're going to get.
There you go.
Ah, there's one. Ah. How many arteries? Ah, 2. All right.
Never in my life have I needed this, but I feel like now I do.
Also,
What is
throwing
this?
them up in the
That's a
air.
good idea. Hey!
Here, catch. I'm like, no, thank you.
I do not get it. I don't get it. Why would you put these two things together? I feel like there should
know.
be. It looks like a whistle. Also, it feels like there should be a
Looks like
built-in
lemon is
whistle.
what it
Yeah,
looks
yeah, why
like,
not?
Yeah, but we were talking about this out there, and Wendy pointed out that you don't want these anyway because you the changing the blade, it's going to go bad on these things.
Yeah,
That's,
they're bad. Too, I really feel like they missed an opportunity just putting a little tail on it, making it look like a mouse.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
If it was cute, it would
Right?
sell.
Yeah, then I'd find a use for it. But
counters are like so not used in real life. You only use them at
Like events.
conventions
Yeah,
and events,
yeah.
right? They're not.
Like some guy standing there bored out of his mind. Maybe this is so that guy can slash his wrist
Also, that's true.
after he's done counting
my
you
God.
people like sheep.
That was
He's like,
so
I
dark.
super quit.
Do you think that an accurate count has ever been taken by the people at
No,
those things?
never, no.
Every time you walk by,
at the fair,
They go out of their way to not look at it too. They're always like, I'm like, did you
still
click us
going.
through? I don't know.
This
they're
is
not
so
paying
terrible.
any attention. We had 40,000 people come to this event. It only holds 12,000. Let's not get caught up in the details.
All right, folks. If you're queasy, don't look at the next project.
geez.
boy.
Okay, just a warning here,
remember.
especially if you don't like worms.
Oh, this one.
You forgot?
This is
Larvie.
Larvie, the teenage fashion maggot doll.
This is terrifying.
Watch the video.
Is this the one? This is the one you said?
This made me super uncomfortable. Like very uncomfortable.
You know, I didn't
Like
My
think about
body
that. I
was
mean, well, I
like,
thought, well,
ugh.
Okay, so Larvie is this
It's
doll.
not as good without the sound, I guess.
I'm not putting the sound on it.
No.
It's Barbie larva.
Okay, so it's like a Barbie,
Yep.
It's Larvie.
but she's a Larvie, and she's got a single foot.
Yep. And it's adjustable.
Ah!
What? just happened?
That's how she eats.
I need to know who sent this.
Oh, and she's getting married. Congratulations.
Teenage fashion maggot.
It seems like a weird. You know what that sounds like? A metal album title.
It kinda does,
Teenage Fashion Maggot.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's from like Skinny Puppy or
It
something.
does, yeah,
you know
it
what I
kinda
mean?
does, actually.
That
yeah.
might be my new band.
I think that's a good
You know what this is? This
Teenage
is definitely
fashion maggot.
a white elephant gift. Don't you think so?
something.
This is you would take this to
Why?
a white elephant gift.
Like people you hate?
Yeah, this is no. This
Because
is
there's always a jerk who brings stuff like this.
This
No.
is for people that have really weird stuff in their house and they want something that's a conversation piece. That's all.
no. This
You're
is the
right.
obligatory gift that you have to get for somebody that you don't. It's like, hey, it's their birthday, and I'm a decent person, so I have to get my coworker something. Here you go.
You're getting them this?
No, I disagree.
Over like some socks?
This takes
No.
thought.
Yeah.
This
This is
you get this for someone you
passive-aggressive.
actively dislike.
Right, but you
Because
work
it
with them
takes
or something,
thought.
or you go to church. You know, you have to be nice to them because of social
Maybe one of
standards.
those-
Like, here
No,
you go.
no. Hey, Sophie, you like maggots. You're basically a maggot.
Maybe one of those weird
I was
restaurants that
saying-
has weird stuff in it. I can see this on the wall.
No.
Maggots?
No, like
it's a restaurant.
what's the Italian place that has all that weird stuff?
Buca.
Buca de Beppo might have this.
No, I'm
I can
telling
tell you
What,
that.
nothing's going to make me more in the mood for a nice plate of lasagna than the teenage fashion maggot.
Oh, really? Yeah. Have you seen some of the pictures of Buca?
This
You
makes
can't
me
look
like
there while you're eating.
ill.
You can't.
Like this
Yeah.
makes me that uncomfortable. Like
It's
I'm
very
sick to my
uncomfortable.
stomach.
It's-
All right, we're done. We're done.
Whoa.
We're off
Teenage
that.
fashion maggot
So
is
bad.
something. I'm naming something.
Let's go to picks of the week. We'll start with the obvious person, which is Mike.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's scholars of the South Tigris, clearly.
Oh,
I
No way.
think these, look,
I thought
it'd
it
be
might
one thing if it was
teenage.
just, my thing, but it's like you said, the Garfield Games have consistently puts out quality products on time. Sam and Shem have really kind of shown that they can come out with quality stuff no matter what they're playing with, dice or worker placement. I don't know. I have nothing to tell me I'm not going to like this, so it's my pick of the week.
You're not gonna like it.
All right, well, we'll find out.
No, you said you had nothing to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to stick
I
that.
don't believe you. I believe in Shem and Sam more than you.
Mine is also very, very easy for me to pick this week. I almost picked. Yeah, I would have
I
picked
knew which
that.
one was going to be the
Ascension Tactics.
Yeah,
I'm so pumped about this. I've been waiting for
Inferno.
this. I've been waiting for this to come out since the original game. The only thing that bums me out is it's just kickstarting now.
Yeah.
So it'll be a while before I get
Yeah.
that stuff. And
That's
I've been
true.
playing Ascension Tactics since like beginning of 22. So when's this one gonna be fulfilled? 24. Yeah. So I gotta wait a year.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Well,
a
I mean,
while.
at least that's how these are gonna be. But I'm excited about it.
Okay, cool. Me?
Yep.
I'm doing that Behind the Candelabria one.
I thought it might be, yeah.
interesting.
That's my pick. Again, it's a cool looking world. I like the vibe. I did not like a lot of the stuff this week, to be fair, but this one looks weird and interesting.
I thought you might pick the all play stuff.
The all play stuff is very cool. Also, I played it. I like one of those a lot. This is
That was my number 2 pick. The all
This is
play.
like
Yeah.
the
That was my number
intriguing
two.
nature of this is kind of what gets me. It's this sort of like, what is this? Why? Like, well, how does this work? How does this play? What a bizarre concept
Wax
that
on.
they took all the way to
Wax
fruition.
off.
Why? Yeah.
Right-hand circle.
Right.
Left-hand circle.
The wax never goes back on. It
Paint the
just comes up.
fence.
Paint the fence.
Crane technique.
Yeah.
Boot to the head.
Anyway, that's my pick.
Sweep the leg.
My second choice is actually the all play stuff as well. I really
Look, it
enjoyed a
almost
couple
made it,
of those,
all
but
play.
My first one is actually the set of the other 3. So I really
Which one?
like the one with
the umbrella
with
one.
the umbrellas.
The 25th
And
century.
the donut, 25th century, that one. I forget what the names of them
I'm
were.
hunting them down.
Yeah,
Where
okay,
are
you're doing
those?
great though. Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
How do you feel about Lara?
Thanks for the...
It's not the pug one.
There you go.
Heyo. Yeah, no, I really think the umbrella one, I think it's neat that they're kind of showcasing something from a specific culture,
That's cool.
sharing it. The color field one, I think, is like we were saying before, the one that I'm the least interested, but I like that it's there. I like that they have different price points on these. It kind of looks like it's, I don't want to say something for everyone, because I don't mean that in a cheap way, but there's a lot of variety here with different boxes, the different games, the different game styles. So yeah, I'd be interested in checking these out.
Under my umbrella. Ella.
Alrighty, folks.
Also, this got us some free donuts.
Woo!
Yo,
Did get us free donuts. And we can't take that into account. We are
That's
not
true.
bribable by money donuts.
Did you say money donuts?
Many donuts.
Is
Oh,
that
I heard money
official
donuts.
stance?
But those mango donuts, from Voodoo Donuts in Orlando.
those were good,
Those
weren't they?
mango donuts are mind-blowingly good.
They were really good.
Mango.
Yeah, they were delicious.
They're my favorite donuts
Is the
in
donut
in
mango
Florida.
or is it like icing?
It's a yeast donut with mango icing.
No. The filling is mango.
Is that?
It is jelly filled with
you're
mango.
right. I'm thinking of the wrong one.
It's a jelly. Okay, got
It's
it.
a- yeah, but
okay.
yeah,
But it's
it's
not
good.
like the batter's not mango flavored.
No.
It's not. Okay.
I wouldn't know because the jelly's that strong. It's like mango.
Oh, that's right. I do remember those now. I didn't have the
Yeah.
mango, but I remember having
I'm getting a whole
really
box of
a
them
very
when
strong
we go up
donut.
to Dice Harry's now.
They were
And I'm going to
delicious.
eat them all in front of you guys, so that you can enjoy the flavor with me a little bit by looking at it.
You're so generous.
Hey, you said you only want half a donut, and I'll do that.
That's true. That whole half a donut thing it's terrible.
Too much. The whole one's
You
too
can get
much.
half of what's the Dunkin'
But if you eat half now and
Half
half
of a
later,
donut
then the
whole.
second half goes stale. So, but it goes stale so quick.
Donuts do go stale pretty quickly.
So, so I have half.
Short shelf life.
What I like to do is I like to cut the donut in half.
And share it with me.
Then I spin half the donut and I attach these two, and then I do it to another donut, so that it's basically a donut magnet.
It's a donut chain.
And then I just eat it.
Y'all are seriously making me sick. This is not. I'm
Thanks
not.
for watching, folks. I'm Tom Vessel.
I'm disgusted. Mike Delisio.
I'm gonna look like horn.
I am hungry for maggot
Say it.
donuts.
God,
That's
please
gross.
stop.
I said mango.
Cut this.
Mango.
We're done.